Yo, welcome back to the house in Fata Morgana. Where's my latest save? This one. Last time we well, Michelle and Giselle like bonded together over both of their past traumas. Even though Michelle has not said everything yet, he's still hiding some stuff. But anyway, they've like mended their relationship, and now they spent a long time together. We had like a slice of life montage of them having fun, and also developing feelings for each other. I think it's been like a year or so that they've been together now. Our second sprint came to take its place. Yeah, so it's been like a year, somewhere around there. And now I assume something is gonna come to break this this life that they've built together, presumably. Yeah, let's continue. Before long, winter retreated and our second spring came to take its place. A full year had passed since we had resumed living together. There we go. I don't think it was my imagination that this year felt much warmer than the last. Spring seemed to have arrived a bit earlier than in previous years. I think it's really cool, like, they did this earlier too, like in the last episode, but using like the arrival of seasons as like representations of how their life is going, like spring coming earlier and it being warmer and all that. One night, when the breeze carried on it a pleasant residual warmth, Giselle escorted me out to the garden. Come on, master, hurry up. It's the middle of the night. What's so important? I just found it myself. I couldn't wait until morning. Is it a glass rose? A rose. It blossomed. A rose. Okay, no, it's just a normal rose. Giselle had, over the past year, cleaned up the nest of weeds that had been strangling the garden. Off to the side of a small plot of turned soil, swinging in the wind beneath the moonlight, was a single red rose. When did you... Last year, I requested flower seeds. You did. But I just couldn't get them to grow, and I was starting to think they never would. But look, it's only one, but it did. I had no idea. Of course you didn't. I didn't tell you. Why would you keep it from me? I wanted to make it a gift for you, master. What? Why? I forgot how good this song is. Roses make wonderful gifts, supposedly. No, that's not what I meant. Why me? I haven't given you anything. Consider it a symbol of my hope that we'll still be this close another year from now. If we are, then this is yours. I don't follow her reasoning. I don't follow it at all, but... The sight of the deep red rose almost melting into the dark night was perhaps the most wondrous thing I had ever seen in my life. I had never understood why some people found flowers so enchanting. They were always just plants to me. But... Without one, on that night, was undeniably beautiful, majestic, and like a young child seeing a flower for the very first time, my hand automatically reached out for it. Not knowing the proper way to appreciate flowers, I didn't gently caress its petals or take in its fragrance. It snapped its stem. Oh, you picked it? Are you going to bring it back to your room? When I finally processed her question, that was when I realized I probably should have left it to grow in the garden. Is this another metaphor? From the base of its stem, where I had plucked it, a droplet succumbed to gravity and fell to the earth. With it came the delayed realization that I had ended the plant's life. But it was overpowered by childish possessiveness. This stunning flower was mine. Okay, this isn't boding well for their relationship. Moonlight trickled down from the heavens, giving a gentle bluish tint to my hand and a smile on her face. You're going to need a vase then? Give me just a minute. For the briefest moment, the moonlight must have played a trick on my mind. It's the CG we saw last time. Huh? But with her instead of the white-haired girl. Master. What on earth am I doing? A look of bewilderment filled Giselle's face, just inches from mine, which hammered in the reality of what I had just done. The thought had just crossed my mind that perhaps her black hair might prove a good backdrop for the rose, but it was supposed to remain a simple fancy. What was that about? An excuse. I need a good excuse. A drawing. A drawing? Right, I would like to preserve it on canvas. Oh, what? What? I mean, that rose on its own does not make a very compelling picture, so I would like to include you as an accessory. Do you know how to draw? Wait, you want to draw me too? Merely as a background element. You're slightly more interesting than the vase, that's all. I've never seen you draw anything before. I just never got the urge. Now you gotta learn how to draw to fucking keep up the lie. You know how? Many years ago, my brother taught me. Okay, never mind. I don't think I can handle being a model. I've never had a drawing done of me before. You'd probably be better off with just a rose. You gave it to me, didn't you? That means I'm free to do with it as I please. I didn't. I didn't mean to sound so rude. I had no real interest in drawing the rose, but I couldn't just take it back either. Giselle had shrunk back quite visibly, and I couldn't bring myself to look her in the eyes. So I fled to the cellar in search of supplies to escape the oppressive awkwardness. At the far wall, I found a rectangular panel of wood and several sticks of charcoal. My materials were obviously nothing compared to what a court artist might use, but I was clearly not going to be able to do the portrait any kind of justice. God, what am I doing? I want to bury my head in the sand. Giselle was waiting for me in the stained glass chamber. It seems she was still just as uncomfortable as when I had left her. She gave me a fleeting glance before averting her gaze again. If only she would laugh or make a scene like usual, it would make things so much easier. Or did she have to choose now to start acting meek? What should I be doing? Stay perfectly still, please. Do you need me to pose or anything? No, just get comfortable. Look away. Why? It's hard to work when you're watching me. What? I feel like I have to sneeze. Hold it in, please. What now? Can I see it? I've barely drawn anything yet. As long as our eyes didn't meet, I was able to observe her, and my gaze was quite clearly not focused on the rose. But Giselle. At first, I had regretted my in-the-moment proposition, but I was beginning to think it hadn't been such a bad idea. Without some sort of pretext, I would never have been able to examine her so intently. I didn't have that kind of courage. This isn't like me. But what was like me? Did I prefer being a sharp-tongued, unapproachable recluse? Was that what I wanted to strive for? Giselle was like a gale. Her mere presence dispersed the gloomy cloud that always hovered around me. Thinking about it, it's practically a miracle that we ever ended up so comfortable around each other. That she's still here right now. Light from the moon spilled through the stained glass window, taking on a multitude of pale tones before falling on her white skin and jade eyes. I had stopped sketching at some point. What in the world was going on? One of my roses had finally bloomed, which I thought would put a smile on Michelle's face. But rather than improve his mood, it had made him go all strange. It had made him say he wanted to draw something. I had never seen Michelle draw anything before. Fuck, I can't sit still. I tried to sneak peeks of him every once in a while, but anytime our eyes met, he gave me a stern look that way stare. So I ended up spending a whole lot of time looking at the archangel in the stained glass window. What could he be thinking? Could this be thanks to the rose? Pretty sure he's not the type who would consider a drawing an expression of gratitude, though. If I'm wrong about that, it'll turn my whole world upside down. Maybe he wanted to draw me? No, not possible. That would turn the world upside down even faster. He couldn't. We're close to be sure, but we're not that kind of close. It makes it sound like... Didn't he just ask you to, like, live with him when he... if he can, go back to his family's mansion? Like, Michelle's attracted to me. And there's no way. There's absolutely no way. He compares me to an obese rat and calls me an amateur at chess, laughing while he crushes me. So that's not what this is it? Maybe he's into obese rats. Also, he called your breasts obese rats. He didn't call you an obese rat. Oh yes. If it's too much trouble, you're free to leave. This will take a very long time to complete. Oh no, no trouble. You had a very stern look on your face is all. I was doing that bad a job at hiding it? I don't want to force you to do anything you don't want. It was foolish of me to ask of you. I'm sorry. Honestly, it's no trouble. I mean it. You just took me by surprise, that's all. I'm not even that great of an artist to begin with. That's not a talent I was blessed with. If I'm being honest with myself, I can't imagine anyone would be pleased to have bad art drawn of them. What? What's he getting so negative about? I wasn't the only one making a face. His head was turned slightly downward, a forlorn shimmer in his eyes. I had never seen him make that face before. He resembled a child who had just been scorned by his mother. I wasn't at all angry or displeased with him. I was just fine, honestly. I had to get that true to him. I am pleased. It doesn't matter how it turns out. You drew it for me, master. Whether it's good or bad is irrelevant. I would. But the moonlight shining through the stained glass was so enchanting. I lost myself in it. I'd be happy with anything drawn for me by the man I love. She said it. For an instant, time froze. By the time I realized what I had said, my mind had gone blank and I couldn't form a coherent thought. I mean, like, you know, like family. You're like an older brother to me. Good, you saved it. You're safe. I mean, I meant love like love for a brother. Careful, because we saw the first story. That could mean different things to different people. Hey, say something, master. Give me your usual exasperated sigh. Come on now. Go on, give me your best good grief, and then hurl me out the window. Oh, come on, please. Show me some disappointment. Ha ha ha. Master? When the wood panel he was using as a canvas in the charcoal in his hand crashed to the hard chapel floor, the clattering was so loud I jumped. I didn't have the presence of mind to wonder why he had knocked over the canvas, or why his hands appeared to be shaking. Let me help you with that. I stepped towards him. When I did, the moonlight shining... Oh, no, it's his perspective. The moonlight shining down upon us intensified, and our gazes... Oh, it's switching back and forth. Oh, give me 1 second. Sorry about that. Inopportune moment during this scene. Okay, what was going on? I stepped towards him, and when I did, the moonlight shining down upon us intensified, and our gazes of jade and ruby intertwined. Oh, we got both text boxes. Jesus Christ. He's really got those things out. There was visible rosiness in his terribly pale cheeks. Master? Flickers of panic darted beneath the surface of his normally stony red eyes. They were trembling as he looked over at me. I was at a loss for words. We must have been under the moon's spell. We weren't thinking. We stood alone in the frozen world, robbed of all rational thought. Riding the moonlight current, his hand fell against my cheek. It was much colder than I had expected, but it felt pleasant on my flushed skin. As we drew closer, I could feel the warmth emanating from his body. I'm sure he could feel mine. Beating of my heart, too. His breathing stopped for a moment and he gulped. He brought his head in. I closed my eyes and... Oh yeah, that's not good. Ah! Then I shoved him away with all my strength. Yeah, she's getting like PTSD from that one time. Michelle rolled back, knocked his head on the side of a pew, and began groaning in pain, which is when I finally realized what I had done. What have you done, Giselle? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. Are you hurt? I'm fine. Sorry, you startled me. That's sad. I really, truly didn't mean to knock you down. You should go back to your room. I'm sorry for all the trouble I've caused you tonight. What? Get some rest. Good night. He turned away, marching off into the corridor enshrouded in darkness. There was a heavy hair of loneliness hanging over him, which gave rise to phantom images of him actually disappearing into the darkness. I had caused that, but I hadn't realized until it was too late. It felt like someone was sitting on my chest. Why would I ever do that to him? Of course I'm going to hurt him reacting like that. Maybe I was hoping he would say it was just one of his jokes. Do I want it to be a joke? I had that option. I could pretend nothing ever happened and tomorrow go back to the way things were before. But if I did that, there would almost certainly never be a second chance. You were okay with it. You wanted it, Giselle. Quit lying to yourself. You're the one who said you loved him. That was no mistake. You wouldn't sit shoulder to shoulder and read a book with someone you didn't care for. You wouldn't enjoy eating supper with someone you didn't like. What is a song? You wouldn't be able to live happily with someone you didn't love. You have to go after him, find him, and tell him the truth. Yeah, obviously, like, physical intimacy is gonna be hard for Giselle after all the shit she's been through. What am I doing, for God's sake? I'm not in my right mind. Something about me was off today. I'm gonna raise the volume a bit. I couldn't control myself. I was saying things I didn't mean, doing things I didn't intend to. I had never meant to do that. But at this point, I had no choice but to admit my feelings. I couldn't pretend I didn't know what they were anymore. How long had I felt this way? A week? A month? 6 months? Or maybe a full year? Had they already developed when we started anew? No, the when didn't matter. It didn't change the facts. I was still attracted to her, regardless of when it had begun. But she pushed me away, quite literally. I sighed at myself. Why should I be disappointed? She was nothing like me. I was reclusive and unsociable. She was the exact opposite. She was the kind of person who would confidently tell someone how she felt. And she had done exactly that, said I was like a brother, but I hadn't listened. As a matter of fact, could I have been any more presumptuous? I don't deserve to love anyone. It's better this way. Bye. Master! Oh, same CG. What? I told you to go back to your room. Master, I need you to listen to me, okay? What? About what just happened. That doesn't count. You can't count any of that. Huh? That I said I loved you and then I shoved you, they don't count. Right, I was planning to forget that anyway. So don't worry. No, that's not what I mean. What I'm saying is that it's not something I should have said on a whim just because the moonlight was kind of pretty tonight. It wasn't supposed to be so casual. The way I said it doesn't get across at all how much I really care about you. It should have been something with more impact, rather. Me looking you straight into your eyes, my heart jumping around like it's on fire. That's why I should have said it. What are you? I'm saying I want you to give me one more chance to do it right. Giselle, calm yourself. I am calm. No sense of the word are you calm. Fine then, I'm not calm, but I am clear-headed. I mean every last word. Listen very carefully. I love you. I love you so much I feel like my heart is going to explode. What? Okay, I am very happy that we didn't get like the tired like tsundere trope where she says she loves him, but then she's embarrassed, so she says, "Oh no, it's like you're a brother to me," and then they don't talk about it, and Michelle just assumed that she hates him. Like, I'm happy we didn't do that. What? Huh? You mean like family? Like a brother, right? Romantic love, romantic. What? I wasn't upset back there. No, I was elated. What? My mind couldn't keep up with what it was hearing. Half out of breath where she stood, Giselle was frantically insisting that she loved me. Was I dreaming? Master? How do you... I would like to hear how you feel about me. Assuming I interpreted that correctly, you were going in for a kiss back there, right? Right? So I can take that as your answer? Giselle looked up at me with bleary eyes. She had feelings for me. It was a miracle. I could hardly breathe. It felt like someone had stuck their hands in my chest and was squeezing my heart. I just had to say yes, and a smile would spread across her face. I could bring her joy, and all it would take was a single word. I had no reason to say no. My happiness was standing right there in front of me. What more could I ask for? Okay, he's not gonna do it, because they're bringing attention to it. All I had to do was reach out and claim it for myself. I tried to do exactly that in the chapel, and I could do it again. I loved her. I was a twisted man, cast out of the world and left with nothing. I had no way to make her happy, but still Don't tell me you've forgotten what you are. I know it's the witch! Oh. Tell me. There was no moonlight to give me that nudge. Do not feel that way about you. What? I got confused for a moment. I apologize for the misunderstanding that seems to have caused. All the color drained from her like a flower wilting before my eyes. A heavy sigh spilled from her lips. Her jade eyes swayed lifelessly back and forth. I hadn't thought mere love could possibly have such weight, but she looked as though I had just told her she was to be executed. I see. I'm sorry. I let it get to my head. Sorry for making such a racket. Really, God, what was I thinking? I got way ahead of myself there. Her full energy hurt to watch. It hurt to read, too. I had hurt her, and this was the result. You wanted to protect yourself, even if it meant hurting her. But look where that got you. You would have been better off just going with it. Because when she learned the truth, she would have pushed you away anyway. I'm sorry. Yeah, this is the thing. Like, he hasn't told her everything. I'm sorry. I'll be going now. Sorry for barging in on you like that. She made her way into the shadows towards the door. There, you did it. You preserved your peace. I got the feeling she would never again turn back. The mistake was ever getting close to anyone. What I had always wanted was right there in front of me, and I was so close to obtaining it. And you pushed her away. I actually did love her. She would never love the real you. No, she couldn't. You're disgusting. I can't believe you actually had the gal to fall for me. Is this the white-haired girl saying this? Ugh. Good night, master. She was leaving. I wanted her here, and she was leaving. Simply had to acknowledge my feeling she would come back. Was I really content to let her go? In my weakness, I mistreated her. I hurt her. I let her go, and I was about to lose her. Even though she said she loved me, and I felt the same way. Wait, please don't go. Your voice is shaking like a scared child's. What are you hoping to tell her like that? She was different. She was probably... No, she absolutely was nothing like anyone in my past. She won't be any different. I decided I would try just one more time. To believe in myself and to believe in someone else. I lied. Giselle, from the bottom of my heart, You'll regret this. No, I won't. I sincerely love you. It's interesting how they both did the same thing here. Like, Giselle like pretended that he didn't love him after saying it the first time, and now he was and then she changed her mind and like chased him to tell him how she feels, and now he's doing the same thing. Oh, I skipped past that. He like lied about how he felt, but then he changed his mind and told her how he really feels. The fragrance of rose enveloped me. Her arms wrapped around my chest were both imbued with strength and shaking like mad, as the slightest touch might shatter them. He really is crying. Why didn't you just say that in the first place? She said in a quavering, sniveling voice just inches from my ear. I lacked sufficient control over my mind or body to return her embrace, to run my hand through her hair, or to do anything more than support her weight. I'm sorry. Jerk, bully, brute! You don't get to play this one off as a joke. I'm truly, sincerely sorry. You've given me two different stories. Tell me which one's the truth. Were you just confused or do you actually love me? I want to hear you say it again. The truth is, I love you. I feel like I don't have the I don't have the acting abilities to properly voice act this scene. Like I'm just reading it like totally neutral, but just imagine there's emotion in my voice. The truth is, I love you. Again, I love you. Without fumbling this time. I love you, as I've said several times now. Not good enough again. Have mercy, please. I'm about to die of humiliation. Can I really believe you this time? Are you not going to say we're lying again? No, I won't. Then we both feel the same way about each other? Shockingly enough. What's there to be shocked about? I didn't think there was anything likable about me. You really have to do something about that pessimism. I'll try. I'm in heaven. I'm so happy I could cry. You're crying. You're all over me. Michelle always says what I say, just like a couple lines later. Oh, thank goodness, thank goodness. When you first said no, everything went black. I wasn't sure what I would do anymore. I had lost all hope. I really do feel bad about that. But you had a change of heart. Now you're willing to have me. Yes, and everything I bring with me. That was the idea. Absolutely everything, right? You're pushing that point rather hard. I have a request. It's something I don't think I could ask you at any time but now, while we're in the moment. I'll do anything, so long as it is within my ability. Tell me, what is it? Will you look at my naked body? What? More specifically, my scars, yeah, from what your dad did. You are going to have to see them eventually. In which case, I would like that to be now. A year ago, I had refused to look at her scars. I had been certain I wouldn't be able to accept what they represented. This song is so good, by the way. The abuse my father had subjected her to. If possible, I would have preferred never having to face that. But I, more than anyone, needed to know. It was my responsibility. I had to accept reality. Not grimace or avert my eyes. I had to face up to what had been done to her. Okay. Are we gonna see? Probably not, right? I couldn't bring myself to look at her as she hesitantly disrobed. The sound of her clothes rustling made me feel as though I was doing something incredibly improper. As much as I tried to feign calm, I was so tense my joints were practically creaking and my heart felt like I was being stepped on. I feel like I'm made of stone. I'm ready. We can turn around. Alright. I'll count to 10. Just do it. Haha. You're laughing at me. I feel a whole lot better seeing you so nervous. I'm turning around. Okay. Okay, we're not actually seeing like nipples. I can show this on YouTube, right? This is okay. Also, I don't see any scars. Are they like on your back? Her head was tilted down just enough to keep me from making out her expression, but she couldn't hide the pink flush spreading across her cheeks. It contrasted well against her white, but not excessively pale skin, as did her jet black hair. Sorry, it's not anything nicer to look at. In what way was this not a pleasant sight? I had never been more entranced by anything in my entire life. She was stunning. No measure of comparison, but I was certain the same sight of any other woman in the world would not have had the same effect on me. I could say as much with her confidence, despite having never seen another woman nude. Never? Hypnotized, I couldn't take my eyes off the gentle curves of her body. While more socially inclined, perhaps I could have told her she was pretty, which perhaps would have brought a sheepish smile to her face. And though I wanted to, my throat was dry as dust, and all I could manage to produce were incoherent rasps. Please, say something. I'm hideous, aren't I? I'm unclean. You're not hideous. You mean it? I mean it. Why would you think so? Because you are not unclean, not in the slightest. You mean it? I do. Even seeing this? I don't see... Am I missing the scars? I don't see any scars. Even seeing this? Giselle's eyes slid downward, a trace of fear lurking just beneath the surface. Following her lead, I dropped my gaze to her lower body, and there I saw her scars. Okay, we're not seeing them. Swollen, red and black gashes, still not healed after more than a year, defiled her white flesh. As she had described for me, the lines were arranged to form letters carved into her skin. Oh, so that's why she said I would have to see them eventually. My instinct told me these were wounds she would carry for the rest of her life. I felt nauseous, heartbroken, infuriated. At the fact that the person who had done this was out of my reach. At the fact that I could do nothing to help. No, that I could do nothing for her. I kind of skipped that last part. What went through my father's mind when he looked at these? What did he gain from giving her these wounds? Why did he have to do this to her? Why my father, of all people? Giselle was the one with the scars. Giselle was the one in pain. But I felt like someone had shoved a handful of needles into my chest. Dozens of thick metal stakes piercing the walls of my heart, blood streaming through me like a river. If I didn't force myself to face it, I was liable to run. What was the right thing to say? What was I supposed to tell her? As hard as I thought, I couldn't come up with an answer. All I came up with was intense frustration. It killed me that I couldn't take these scars from her. That I couldn't give my father peace of my mind. You are in no way hideous, no matter what marks are left on your body. It took all I had to form that single sentence. Thank goodness, I'm so glad to hear that. When I was down in that village, they said it didn't matter what they did to me because I was already dirty. That made me think I had reached a point where I was so tainted, anyone could see it. I think they said that because you stealing something. I don't think they knew about this. I'm sorry. Why should you apologize? You were frowning really intensely. I thought I might have made you mad. No, I'm not angry at you. I'm angry at my father, the villagers, and myself. May I touch them? You may. My hands were trembling, but I knew I wouldn't be doing her any favors by hesitating. As soon as my fingertips brushed her skin, she shuddered. Does it hurt? No, there hasn't been pain in some time. I could feel her trembling when I touched her. It didn't seem like it was going to subside anytime soon. Soon she began whimpering softly. Her lips moved as though she was trying to say something, but the best she managed was a few strained gasps. Tears had begun welling up in her eyes as well. What are you doing? I feel like I'm in heaven right now, but I also kind of hate myself. Hate yourself? But why? Because I can't stop shaking. I'm overjoyed to feel your touch, but I can't control my body. I know you're nothing like that, but I keep seeing flashes of you doing other things in my mind. Yeah. It kills me that my body won't react the way I feel in my heart. I think that's pretty natural. I was foolish to have ever thought these wounds might have healed. Just as scars remain on her body, so too did they remain in her heart. Okay, we didn't need that second line. I think I got what you meant from the first line. We didn't need that second part. Unlike the physical wounds, though, the one inside her seemed to still be raw and bleeding. She just did such a good job of acting normal that I had begun to think she might have gotten past him. Of course not, you blind fool. You shoved me back there because it brought back those memories? That's right. I'm sorry. I'm really, truly sorry. Why are you apologizing? I should be the one. You have any desire to place a curse on him? Yeah, you're like a Satanist, right? You try to make a deal with the devil? What? You want to curse Anthony? If you so desire, I might be able to make it happen. Cast a curse on him, perhaps even a fatal one. Ignore the fact that he's my father. I don't consider that man family anymore. I want you to be honest with me. If, hypothetically, such a thing were possible, would you want to curse him? He's got hookups with the witch. No, I would not want that. Why not? You have every right to take revenge. For what that man did, he deserves punishment. He inflicted so much pain on you. You're still shaking more than a year later, and you can just let him get away with it out of goodness of your heart? Hypothetically, if you wanted to curse him, what do you mean? Are you actually, like, gonna get the witch to curse him? I wouldn't do it even hypothetically, and not out of the goodness of my heart. I'm just a coward. A coward? If curses were real, and he were to die by one, then I would never, ever be able to forget. If my resentment for him took his life, that would mean he had damaged me so permanently I was never able to get past it. I don't want that. I want to be able to forget. I'm still shaking now, but one day I want to be able to proclaim proudly that it no longer has any control over me. But I appreciate the sentiment. Setting aside your choice of method, you asked out of concern, and that's more than enough for me. A soft smile spread across her lips, but all it inspired in me was powerlessness. She was putting on an act. Was the sentiment really more than enough? Of course not. Not when she was still trembling so much. But what was I to do? What was I, unable to leave this house and helpless against the will of the Bollingers, to do? I was incapable of assuaging her pain, wasn't I? I don't know that word. Assuaging. Make an unpleasant feeling less intense. Okay. I couldn't do anything. Could I? Before I throw in the towel, I need to take some real time to think. To stop running from the problem. To figure out a real way to give her what she wants. That doesn't involve curses and angry words. It has to be something only I can do. Giselle. I took the hand that had been tracing her scars and slid it around her waist. Even now her trembling showed no signs of abating. I will never. The one thing I could do, hurt you again, was to wrap her trembling body in my arms. I want you here with me. All I ask of you now. All I ask of you for now is to be on my side. You can be scared and you can quiver, but please don't apologize for it. Please don't feel bad about it. I promise not to turn my head away from your pain. So I ask of you, try not to keep it buried. I have no power or influence. I don't know all the right things to say. I am a man with nothing to his name. But the one thing I do have is a heartfelt desire to do whatever I can for you. As soon as I tighten my grip around her waist, she lurched forward, throwing her arms around me. Okay, she's crying, I imagine. Muffled whimpers resonated against my shoulders where she had buried her head. Eventually they grew into unfeathered sobs. And my bedchamber was enveloped in the sound of weeping. She cried like a little child. The usually strong-willed, cheerful, optimistic Giselle wailed from the depth of her soul. This past year, she had constantly been nudging me forward. It was always her leading the way. There had undoubtedly been moments where she had wanted to cry like this, but couldn't. So starting now I was going to try and support her too. I was sure I would mess something up, as I had little experience being caring. I would probably anger her, probably stress her out, and probably make her cry. But I had found my resolve. I had overcome my hesitation. I was sure I could do it. That I could create a place where she could find peace. I could surely. Giselle didn't stop crying until the sun had begun peeking over the horizon. I had, as I said, not looked away, simply holding her in silence. She had a decidedly not childlike frame, but she seemed incredibly small. Why did you say that? She had a decidedly not childlike frame. Yeah, man, I noticed. But she seemed incredibly small in my arms. We felt each other's warmth through my clothes. Between sniffles, Giselle said softly, "One day I'm certain I'll be able to, without any hesitation, be properly joined with you, and it will be wonderful. Right now, I still can't control the shaking. but eventually I want to be able to put my hands on you too. The affection infused in each and every word was palpable. Sometime later, she drifted off to sleep, exhausted. I pray from the bottom of my heart that at least tonight she would have pleasant dreams. Okay, that was a very emotional scene. My mind is still trying to think, like, what did Michelle do that he feels like she's gonna push him away, and that he thinks that she's gonna hate him for, because she obviously did something. And then we got the line about, like, seriously, you would have feelings for me or something. I did guess that was a white-haired girl, but I don't know. I'm not sure what he did exactly. Morning, no, afternoon. Master. Good morning. Good morning. You put your clothes back on. Oh, come on, put a little more oomph into it. Same Giselle as always. Hey, I must say, last night was something, Master. I didn't know you had that in you. Just thinking about it. What? Ow. Hey, that hurt. What was that for? Struck with an insatiable urge to whack you. Whatever happened to your heartfelt desire to do whatever you can for me? I don't think hitting me counts. You're tough enough to get over a little bonk. You were being so nice yesterday. Where did that go? So, would you like to explain why you're making dirty jokes first thing in the morning? Yeah, just... I was trying to lighten the mood, to hide my embarrassment. Fair enough. Alright, but could you not joke about that in the future? I didn't actually do anything to you. Okay, you didn't. No, you didn't. Sorry. Say, could I ask you something? Yes? You hardly ever use my name. It makes us feel so distant. Could you do something about that, maybe? Babe? No, that is not you at all. Just go with my name, please. We've graduated from a master-servant relationship to a romantic relationship, but that is a bit much. Romantic relationship. Exactly, so in honor of the new us, let's make this last. Let's make this last, alright? Michelle? Alright. Say her name. At the time, the light that had entered her life seemed unreal and fantastical, but I prayed that it would indeed last, in hope of an equally bright future. I allowed myself to rejoice in the moment, letting the unconquered shadows that lurked in my peripheral remain unseen. The unconquered shadows. Oh, we're back in the mansion. Blackness consumes the once colorful space. Giselle still stands before me, as she did within the door, but I struggle to reconcile the two scenes. They are both real. They are both her. The lively, spunky girl of the past and the lifeless girl of the present are both Giselle. As different as they seem, they are both her. Why don't we stop there? It was a wonderful story. They overcame their troubles and lived happily ever after. Yeah, okay. Let's just close the game now and not see them dying horribly in whatever is to come. Is that not good enough? It could not be worse than where we are now. All we have to do then is erase the now, throw everything away and start over from where it was better. We were able to bear them because they weren't your tragedies, and that goes for more than just me. Actually, as a matter of fact, those words apply even better to her than me. The ending is already set in stone. It's already happened. What point is there in watching it again? All that accomplishes is making me relive it all. The ending has not been written. We're both here now, which means our end still lies ahead of us. Then, can I ask you to promise not to let go of my hand no matter what? It's the reincorporation. No matter what happens, you mustn't let go of my hand. Yeah, I remember. Now I understand. That was a request, even if she didn't perceive it as such. In place of a verbal response, I squeeze her hand in mine. I know where this tale is heading. Towards tragedy, right? I think it's missing an S, right? Towards tragedy? Pretty sure. All the other doors we visited ended in tragedy, and ours is no exception. But perhaps what's waiting at the end of this one is even more dire than I imagined. The door to our past swings open once more, behind which lies the end of me, and the beginning of her. When you say her, do you mean the wet-hair girl? That would make sense that when you end, she begins, because you're like both the same, kind of. I'm kind of considering ending the episode now because that feels like a really good stopping point, even though this is a short one. You know what? Fuck it. Let's end here. Let's end here. This is a short one, but it's fine. I'm not gonna get a better stopping point for probably like 20 to 30 more minutes. Yeah, that was a really good scene. I liked it a lot. I liked that they communicated their feelings to each other and didn't just like, obviously Michelle has like troubles with communications. Like, we've seen that even before this scene. Like, he has trouble expressing how he feels, and that was in the scene too. But like, they still managed to like convey their feelings to each other in the best way that they can. Yeah, I really liked it. The end of me and the beginning of her. What did Michelle do in the past? He said he did a deal with the devil, right? Or a deal with Satan or something. And someone said you actually had the galls to fall for me. Presumably the white-haired girl that he had a painting of that he freaked out about. What did he do? Obviously, he's been talking about casting curses on people. Did he just do like some satanic bullshit? I don't think that would be it. You actually had the galls to fall for me. I'm not sure. Okay, this is definitely wrong. I had a random I'm not even gonna say it because it's obviously wrong, and you guys are gonna think I'm weird if I say it. But I did have a thought related on the last story we saw, like the earlier version of the story that was like a lie. I mean, I'll just say it. But like, in that version of the story, Michelle fell in love with the white hair girl. But the white hair girl in that story was like, it said in the story that she was a young teen, which I don't know how old that is. Like, anywhere from like 15 to like 12, presumably. And obviously Michelle is like a grown man. Now this story takes place in the 11th century, so I don't think that was unusual back then. I think that was normal back then. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that was normal back then. But I thought like, oh, is it that like he like dated or was in love with a child or something? But that's not gonna be it, because I don't even think that would be that weird in the 11th century. So yeah, I don't know. He definitely did something though. It's kind of fucked up that he hasn't told her, because they had this whole moment where they were like being like, she was being super vulnerable with you and like showing you her scars and everything, and she told you everything she's gone through, and you're still hiding stuff from her. So it's a little messed up. She might be more angry that you've hidden stuff from her rather than being angry at what you actually did. Anyway, yeah, let's end here for now. Alright, see you next time for things to get worse, I guess. I mean, they literally said it, that the story is going to end in tragedy, so things are about to become less happy. But at least we had this happy scene, so we got some happy scenes out of it. But yeah. Okay, anyway, see you next time.